If you are planning some bird watching in New South Wales, this place has got to be on your list. I'm outside the North Coast Regional Botanic Garden, where to date 105 species have been seen, and it's right in the heart of the city of Coffs Harbour. I will spend 2 to 3 hours here today and see how many species I can find. Now, of course, I'm probably not going to see 105, but I'll record each one that I see, tally them up at the end, and show you just how good bird watching in Coffs Harbour can be. Let's go. Hi, I'm Barry. Welcome to the Birdwatch World YouTube channel. Now, your day of bird watching here at the North Coast Regional Botanic Garden starts before you even leave the car park. Keep your eyes out as you drive in because you're likely to see at least half a dozen species. Right now I can see brush turkeys, Australian white ibis were there before, there's rainbow lorikeets, Taresian crows, I've seen green catbirds here in the car park before, you might even see a satin bowerbird, so keep your eyes out right from the moment you get here. So when you come in, look to the right of the gate because you might see this guy. This is a satin bowerbird who builds his bower here at the front of the garden sometimes. And I've never been this close to him. This is so cool. There's such a beautiful bird. Look at this guy. He's letting me get, I'm within 3 meters of this guy, 2 meters. Unbelievable. When you come here to the garden, it's always a good idea to leave a donation because the garden is run by volunteers and they need your money. So drop a coin in the box. Just to the right of the fountain as you come in is this beautiful archway covered in vine, and if you walk through here and keep your eyes out left and right, you might see some honeyeaters through here or other little birds flittering through, so just keep your eyes out. Birds are absolutely everywhere. Okay, just in front of me here are some eastern whipbirds. These birds are very hard to find and I wish I had my camera. I wish I had the big camera set up right now. They're just bouncing through the scrub just there. 2 of them together. So good. Okay, behind me, eastern whipbirds. I can't believe this. I've never seen these guys up so close and so out in the open. I mean, they're bouncing through that bush there, but still visible, like out in the open. I've never seen an eastern whipbird do this before. Haven't been able to get it on camera, but it's happening, trust me. So once you exit the walkway, it opens out here and you can see all around you here, you've got areas where you might find birds, so keep your eyes open. Like over in here, there's a lot of birds. Sometimes you can see honeyeaters and things like that, eastern whipbirds, which I'm still blown away by those 2 eastern whipbirds. I couldn't get them on camera on using my big camera, but which is disappointing. And you've got the pathway here which weaves back towards the entrance. You can go up in there. I just saw something flittering over in there. Also off the main track over behind this garden here, all that stuff over there with the taller trees, there's little pathways that weave through there too, and you can see lots of birds in there. So I'm going to make my way down this pathway here and round to the creek walk, and we'll see what birds we can find around there. Entry to the garden is free, but as I said earlier, please leave a donation because it is run by volunteers. The site is surrounded by Coffs Creek, on 3 sides. So the creek winds its way all the way around this way, and it's 20 hectares, or let me just check my notes here, 49.4 acres. So it's a huge space of land, and just packed with old growth trees and just so many different gardens and spaces. It's incredible, and the birds absolutely love it. And it's so alive this morning. I haven't even made it out to the creek walk. So the creek walk winds its way around the side, following the creek, obviously. And you can see so many different birds along here. Laughing kookaburras, little pied cormorants, royal spoonbills if you're lucky, little black cormorants, just check my list here, brown thornbills, white-faced herons, Australian white ibis, and if you're lucky you might even see an azure kingfisher. I just saw 2 birds. I'm not sure what they were. They could have been fig birds, or they were possibly olive-backed orioles. I'm really not sure. I'll have to check the footage and see what they were later. So the list is growing already, guys. So what we're looking at here in front of me now is a brush turkey mound. Brush turkeys will build these massive mounds of leaf litter, and they lay their eggs underneath, and it keeps the eggs warm, and the eggs incubate in there, and then the young hatch out and they pop out ready to go. They can fend for themselves, they can feed, they can run, they can do everything. It's pretty amazing. And these mounds can get pretty big. Let me just hop in the shot for size comparison. Pretty big. So off the main creek walk here, you've got these side tracks that go into different sections, and this one here is the rare and endangered plants section, and in here is where the powerful owls will visit. The powerful owls come here to nest in late autumn, and they leave late spring. They're still here, and they have 2 beautiful fledglings with them that are just starting to lose their down and get their adult feathers. And I saw them in here just the other day, so I'm going to scoot in there and we'll see if we can film them for you. I just saw a royal spoonbill down there feeding along the river, creek. I keep calling it a river, it's Coffs Creek. So it's just alive here this morning. So I'm having trouble sort of keeping my head together, keeping track of what I need to film and how to film it. And I'm just so excited. Let's keep going. So the powerful owls aren't here. They're normally up in the turpentine tree just up behind me there, but of course they do move around. There's some laughing kookaburras. But in this section here, in this endangered species section, you can see so many different kinds of birds. Not just the powerful owls, brown thornbills, white-browed scrub wrens, eastern yellow robins, green catbirds, black-faced monarchs I've seen here, large-billed scrub wrens, shining bronze cuckoos, golden whistlers, and so many more. And today I'm seeing a lot of mosquitoes. Definitely bring insect repellent with you to the gardens. The mosquitoes are everywhere. Ow, and biting. So another sidetrack here off the creek walk is the Rainforest area. I haven't really spent a lot of time in here, but there are so many birds that can be seen in here as well. So I did come into the Rainforest area the other day from the other side, from the rose garden, which I will take you to. because in the rose garden, always you can find superb fairy wrens. So we'll try and see them later. But I'm going to continue on the creek walk down this way and see what I can find. I just found an olive-backed Oriole feeding back there with the white-cheeked Honeyeater, so there's 2 more species to the list. And I'm missing a whole lot. There's a whole lot of birds up in here calling in this area, and I'm no good at identifying bird calls, so I'm missing a whole lot of stuff. But I'm just trying to get around the whole garden in a few hours, so I'm kind of probably rushing it a little bit. What is that? What is that? I can see it, but I don't know what. Oh, that could be a Dollarbird. I think they were Dollarbirds. Dollarbirds do arrive around this time of year. I've just stopped to recharge a few batteries, and I'm just off the village green. The village green is a beautiful open grass area in the middle of the garden where you can see a lot of awesome birds. You'll see laughing kookaburras there, noisy friarbirds, rainbow lorikeets. I saw a Spangled Drongo there the other day and filmed it doing amazing calls. You can also see pied butcherbirds there, Parisian crows. I just saw a pied Currawong over here too. So the list is growing, guys. The list is growing. I'm not even halfway around the garden. So this is a beautiful area just to sit and relax for a minute. So I'm just going to recharge my batteries and I'll take you over to the village green, and then we'll head back down to the Japanese garden where we can see a lot of water birds on the lake down there. This is the village green. Beautiful wide open grass space. You can just sit here on the grass and just look around and you'll see dozens of species of birds just here. It's so beautiful, even with the leaf blower in the background. So there's a couple of masked lapwings over there under the tree, and you'll see laughing kookaburras here, you know, noisy friarbirds, rainbow lorikeets, kookaburras, Parisian crows, Spangled Drongos, all those birds I mentioned earlier. So from here I'm going to make my way over to one of my favourite parts of the garden, which is the Japanese garden up the back, which has a lake, and there's so many water birds that you can see over there. So let's go over there and see what we can find. Here we are at the lake in the Japanese garden. I'm under the Japanese pavilion here, and as luck would have it when you're filming a video, the lake's deserted. There's hardly any water birds here at all that I can see. There's a couple of welcome swallows over there. Normally you'll see a pied cormorant resting on that rock over there, a little pied cormorant. But there's normally Pacific black ducks, Eurasian coots, dusky moorhens. You'll see Australian white ibis here, royal spoonbills if you're lucky. Hardheads, Pacific black ducks, did I say that? Probably. But nada. Absolutely nothing today. But I'll take a walk around and I'll see if there's anything I can find. I thought the lake was deserted, but apparently it's not, because just standing here I can see a couple of Australian wood ducks over there, or maned ducks. There's a little black cormorant, there's Eurasian coots hunting around and feeding. There was a little pied cormorant feeding. I was trying to film it, but it kept ducking under the water and coming up in different places, and it was so hard to film. There was a couple of magpies feeding on the bridge back there, and I've seen other birds fly over that I haven't been able to identify. There's birds all around here. I can hear them everywhere. Now I've probably done about maybe 2/3 of the garden, if that, probably half. And I'm not going to do much more of it today because I'm really tired from cutting all this big gear around. But what I'll do now is take you to the sensory garden where I normally see the superb fairy wrens. We might see an eastern spinebill, maybe some satin bowerbirds, and then I'll call it a day. There goes a couple of rainbow lorikeets. So this is the sensory garden, and this is where I always see superb fairy wrens, and I heard them up there before. But sometimes you can just stand in here and the fairy wrens will be flittering about. There'll be laughing kookaburras in the tree up here. I've seen rainbow lorikeets in the trees up there from here, and it's just beautiful here. I mean, you can hear bees buzzing around, the flowers are blooming, it's just gorgeous. So you can just stand here for hours and just wait for birds to turn up. Okay, so that's me done for the day. I'm going to call it quits now, but I've tallied up my species. I've been here about 3.5 hours, and in that time I've seen 23 species, plus the unidentified ones. I heard so many birds that I couldn't identify. You know, it's possible I could have seen 30 or 40 birds had I not had all this equipment and been filming. It's very distracting having to work the camera and do the audio and carry the big gear and everything. It's hard to sort of spot birds and think about all that at the same time. I wanted to say a couple of things about what to bring with you to the gardens, because as I've said before, you definitely need insect repellent. There are so many mosquitoes here, especially around by the creek area, so bring a good mosquito repellent. Bring your hat and sunscreen because it does get quite warm here, especially during the summer months. Your binoculars and camera, essential. Don't leave home without them. You absolutely have to have those because you will see so many things, and not just birds. As you've seen, we saw the water dragon up at the lake, so there's other wildlife here. At times you can see koalas as well, so and there's other marsupials around, so possums and things like that you can see at night. So it's really good. The garden is only open from 9 a.m. till 5. Hang on, let me check this. The garden is open from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. every day of the year, even public holidays. I suggest you bring some food and water with you. They do have a shop at the information office up the front. It's open from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. every day, so you can buy drinks and snacks and ice creams in there as well, so if you need to. And there are water bubblers scattered around the garden too, where you can fill up your water bottle if you need to. The only other thing I suggest is to bring a seriously good pair of walking shoes, because you will be doing a lot of walking. They do have the powered buggies that can run you around. You do have to book those in advance though. My mother and I did that recently and it was really great. The drivers are very knowledgeable about all the trees and the history of the garden, so if you want to do it that way you can, and they can drive you the full length of the garden from the gate all the way up to the Japanese garden and back, and they'll stop on the way and let you take photos, and they'll teach you things about the birds and everything else that's here. You do need to be aware of snakes here in the warmer months. It is a natural area. There are a lot of snakes around. I didn't see any today, but keep your eyes peeled because we do have a lot of poisonous snakes here on the mid-north coast. I think that's a pretty good tally, 23 birds in about 3 hours, and in the middle of Coffs Harbour, in the middle of a city. You know, it's incredible. It's just this garden is a credit to Coffs Harbour and the mid-north coast. It's just incredible, run by our volunteers, and they are tireless. They work tirelessly to keep this place looking exceptional, and they really do need your donations. So please, when you come to the garden, pop some money in the donation box. So I'm Barry from Birdwatch World. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, I will see you in whatever place I'm in. I may come back here again to the North Coast Regional Botanic Garden because it is so incredibly beautiful, and I'm here a lot anyway, so I just, you know, come here and film stuff. So you have a great day. Bye.